Okay, so I am very excited to try out this One Size Glitter On Till Dawn waterproof setting spray. I'm very excited for it. But we got to do the base first. If you have any questions about my eye makeup is actually my soft glam look, just different colors swapped out. It's literally the same exact look, just different colors, which is why I did not record myself doing it, just repetition. I didn't want to give you all the same content. So tonight I am going to a show and I figured that would be the perfect place to try out this setting spray. The things I'm looking for though. So I'm a little nervous because I tried really hard not to watch any actual reviews, but I've seen people put this setting spray on and it is a lot, okay? She's not for the faint of heart. She's not for people that want a light glitter look, apparently. And in my soft glam tutorial, I did mix some glitter into my face powder to give my complexion a bit of sparkle. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe this will give me the same look just in a spray. I think though, learning from other people's mistakes, I think what I'm going to do is use my Sephora setting spray. That's like my preferred setting spray. I think I'm going to use that as my actual setting spray and then just use the glitter setting spray as like a little something on top, just like a little enhancer, a little decorator, if you will. And that way I don't have to like load up on the spray to get the full effect of it. I don't have to worry about getting the full setting spray effect because I will already have setting spray on. And because I am doing a glitter look, we are doing full face foundation today. We are doing the NARS because I'm sure you can do glitter with a light face, but and for me in my house, glitter is synonymous with full face matte. And I do really, really like, listen, actually, that's a whole thing I can get into at some point, is I love drugstore and I am a big drugstore makeup advocate. My favorite I would say medium to full coverage foundation that's like drugstore price is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. That is what I used to use before I decided I was going to splurge a little bit and get myself a higher end foundation. But I will say there is something to spending a little bit more money on your foundation, especially if it's not a foundation that you use every single day. Like this foundation, this is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and the shade, perfection, okay? And then the actual look of it on the skin, perfection. Y'all know I love to put my foundation on with my hands. That is just something I feel like I get a better finish that way. I know you can get a great finish with brushes. There's a reason why brushes exist, blah, blah, blah. To each their own. I like being tactile, okay? And I get an amazing finish using my hands with it. And it's just, I mean, it's full. It is full. The Pretty Fresh is also, like I said, it's pretty full, but it's not completely full. This is pretty freaking full, and I don't feel like I have to use a lot of it. I might have even used too much in this moment, to be honest with you, because I can see that it kind of wants to slide around, which is then what I'll go in with my beauty blender and kind of soak up all the extra product that hasn't gotten to sink into my skin. But you don't have to use that much, which is also what kind of makes it worth it to me. And I do see that I cut into my eyeshadow there. It's fine. I'm gonna go back in and blend all that out anyway, so I'm not too worried about it at the moment. But yeah, I just like to go in with my beauty blender afterward to kind of make sure that this is all married into my skin. Let me move y'all. I'm actually going to, real quick, spray some of my setting spray just to lock my foundation into place. Then I'm going to take my Huda Beauty concealer and put that everywhere I want to highlight, along with my Hourglass. She's like extra bright, so I really only stick her in like the areas I want a little more electrified. And while I let that thicken up, I'm gonna go in with NARS again and use that to cover up my hyperpigmentation on the lower half of my face. And the brush I usually spot conceal with is actually dirty, so I'm just gonna go in with a lip brush and put this over the areas that just need a little extra concealing. And then just take my finger over it to blend it into my skin. I love the idea of spot concealing, but I think when you have hyperpigmentation as much as I do, you just kind of slab all that concealer on first and then you will spot conceal afterwards. And plus powders and stuff is all gonna layer it. It's gonna get covered, it's gonna be fine. I think today I'm feeling a little adventurous. What needs to happen really is I'm craving a change. And part of me is like, do I wanna go back in my eyebrows? Like, back to black or what? Do I want to change my hair? I think I'm gonna try and go even more bleach with my brows today, just for today. See how I feel about that. So I'm using that Hourglass concealer and just brushing it through my hair. Since my hairs are already blonde, it's pretty easy for me to just go, all right, we're gonna do a different color today. But you know, if you don't have bleach brows, babes, I don't know what to tell you, because I've honestly never just tried to bleach my brows. I'm a all or nothing kind of person. That might be the move. I might extra bleach and then go super thin with my brows. That might be the move, just looking at this color. And then just because I really just kind of went ham all over my brows, I am shaping up them with the leftover concealer on my brush just to, you know, fix the craziness that I just did. Now I'm going to blend my concealer in, my highlighting concealer in. I love this brush. What is this? It's a contour brush. So I'm currently using the wrong brush that I never use for this step, but to be honest with y'all, I really like how it's working, so maybe I just need to get a second one. It's the Real Techniques contour brush, and I like a sharp point. Usually I use this to actually contour my face, so maybe, just maybe, I need to get a second one so I can have two for the same exact job, because I am going to use the same brush to do what I actually use this brush for, which is this. Cut my cheekbones. I made a post just like on my community tab, I guess it's called, just to be like, thanks for like commenting and stuff, because honestly, that's what I've been missing. Here's the thing. When I get bored of something, it starts to just frustrate me. And I was getting really bored of social media. And it's hard because I love it. I love being online. I just, and I think that was part of the heartbreaking part of it was I love being online, but like, I was just getting so bored and I was losing kind of like my meaning behind doing anything. And I was like, why the heck am I even on here? Like, what is the point? And then when I made the decision that like, I think I'm just going to commit to YouTube full time, and then y'all started commenting and stuff, I realized, oh, wait, that's the thing that I've been missing. First off, I've just been missing like trying to explore and play around on a new platform first and foremost, because I like creation and I like the process of creation and I like the process of like figuring something new out. And I think I kind of, I don't want to say I've mastered, because that's definitely not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say like, I think I've learned everything I want to learn and care to learn on other platforms. But this one is still a mystery to me. This is still a beast that I have yet to figure out, that I have yet to kind of conquer. And so to have something new to kind of focus on, but then also to have a new community, or a community period, because it just seems like on Instagram and TikTok has always been hard for me as far as community is concerned. And that's only because I think it's just really, really hard when you're being fed so much stuff, I think, to like focus on creators the same way that you used to be able to on Instagram. On Instagram, it's like you just had your feed and that was it. You didn't really have to explore outside your feed unless you wanted to. And that was nice for the community aspect, right? But on TikTok, I think TikTok's kind of more focused on just building in general. So like the community aspect, while I'm sure it's there, it's harder for me to focus on it because I'm just always being fed new things. Like I know there's a a following tab and then a for you tab. I'll be so real with you. I do follow people. I don't know the last time I've actually been on my following tab, and it's not for any reason other than it's just not the default tab. So if I'm going online, I'm sorry, but I'm kind of lazy about it because I also only really allow myself about 5 minutes at a time on social media. So like, if I'm opening up the app and then I have to go through all these extra steps just to see who I'm actually following, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit harder for someone like me, at least, to feel a community aspect. Whereas here, I just stick to my subscriptions tab. Even if people pop up in my home feed or whatever, I'll click on them, I'll check them out. And the videos are long enough where you can kind of judge, like, am I gonna like this person? Am I not gonna like this person? Like, there's no limits here. You just can exist and you can just be. And that's also nice for the community aspect. I feel like it's so hard to judge whether or not you're gonna vibe with somebody off of like a 15-second video. That's insane to me, that's criminal. Could not be me. But it's just been really nice to just feel like I'm building a community, or there is a sense of community again, because I just really, really miss that part of social media. I miss being able to feel like I'm, you know, making friendships. I want to be careful with that because I'm not trying to encourage anything parasocial and weird, but you know, there is a level of camaraderie that happens, and I miss that camaraderie. I miss, you know, feeling like, because we used to have that on Instagram, you know, and then we don't have it anymore. And, or it's hard to feel that way. I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. And like, it's nice to feel that again. So I just made that post to just say thank you, because really, it does make my day to respond to y'all in my comment sections and to ask you. I just had a conversation, not a conversation, but I just went back and forth with somebody about bleach brows even, actually. Because listen, I've been trying to bleach my brows like maybe once a week, once every other week. And I just feel like that seems like a lot, right? Like, that seems like a lot. And I don't really know who else to ask, but this person was like, yeah, I bleach my brows too. And then I asked them how often they bleach their brows. Girl, they haven't bleached their brows since the beginning of the year. So now I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely doing too much here. I don't need to be bleaching my brows that much. That's criminal. But now I'm thinking about going lighter, so this is about to be a whole other beast for me. But it was nice just to be able to just have that conversation and not have to limit. Oh my God, I hate boxes, all right? You're gonna learn very quickly. I hate a box. I hate being limited. I really, really value freedom. And I hate feeling like I can only put, 150 characters to talk to somebody. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. I'm a chatterbox. There's a reason why I'm on YouTube. It's because I'm a chatterbox. Do not make me have to censor myself like that. That is insanity. I don't know exactly which blush I'm gonna do just yet, so I'm not even gonna mess with any sort of liquid blush, what have you. We are going to go in with our setting spray again and set the underneath of our eyes. Do I want the under eyes even brighter? I kind of do, actually. Let's go all in, babes. Let's do it. You do have to be careful with this Hourglass concealer though, because it is very, very, how do I say? It's thick, but it moves a lot. It spreads a lot. So like, you can get a very good amount of coverage from a very tiny dot. And because I prefer such a bright color, it's very easy to accidentally go overboard on this. So just keep that in mind if you do decide to pick up anything that I'm using. But I always try to encourage, just use what you got, you know? I'm not out buying makeup all the time, so the fact that I'm even trying a new product is really wild and crazy and out of character for me. So, but I'm trying to get those views. I'll be honest, I'm trying to get those views. So I did have to get something new to try to get those views. So setting spray, then we're gonna put our pressed powder on the underneath of our eyes. We're just gonna get that face nice and wet. You don't wanna put this on while your face is like soaked. So, you know, let it get a little dry. Putting a little on the back of my hand here, and then pressing it all in. Because if there's one thing to know about me is I'm gonna put that setting spray on. Like, it is going to be on, and my makeup is going to stay put. Okay, then I'm just putting in some face powder that matches my skin. Then I'm going into my NYX palette here just for my contour powder. Because also one thing about me is I'm not as afraid. I'm not as scared, which is crazy. Why would I say that? But I'm not afraid to put the makeup on. I'm not afraid. I grew up in 2016, so makeup is actually scared of me, if anything. I am not afraid to put this stuff on and give myself the maximum amount and look like a cake face. Really? That doesn't bother me. Also was a drag queen at one point, also was a stripper at another point. Listen, makeup and we are pretty well acquainted with one another. Musical theater major. Really, any reason you'd have to put makeup on, I probably have been there, done that. So watch yourself before you freaking talk to me. Okay, so the glitter is on. I don't have any mascara on only because, or lashes on because I don't know just how wet this setting spray is going to get. And I'm a little nervous that it's going to mess everything up. So we are holding off on that. I did decide I'm going to go in with a red blush. Oh no. I just forget red doesn't mean red and I have like 300 different reds. Okay, I'm gonna do Beloved and blend that. Okay. We need to really go in. I don't know why I was playing myself there, but put this on and mix that into my eyeshadow as I love to do. Very 80s. I say this all the time. I love an 80s style blush look. As we get closer and closer to the point of me putting on that setting spray, I'm getting more apprehensive only because I like my makeup today. And it will ruin me if it all gets messed up because of an Edward Cullen moment. Like, please don't do that to me. Please don't let me crash out. My period, we are on the final day. Okay, and I haven't had a single crash out. Yesterday, I did have to crash. I did have to lay around and rot all day. Haven't had a single crash out yet. Please let us get it through this cycle without crashing out. Please. I beg, I beg. Champagne-y pink highlighter today. Really popping that on my nose just because I like that look. And then I need to cut my cheekbones. We are going in with my Sephora spray first. Letting that sit. This is a good makeup look. Please, please. Let me read the directions first, actually. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. You gotta spray. And then it says to hold like a foot away from your face. Okay. Let's do a quick spray, actually. Okay, that's pretty targeted. Pretty direct, pretty targeted. It did warn me to keep my eyes closed. It did warn me. Okay, wait, this isn't that bad. Hold on. How long do I have to keep my eyes closed for? So y'all must be like heavy spraying because this isn't, I mean, it's on. It's just, I was seeing some looks and it was intense. It was intense. I actually do kind of love this. It's hard to tell in this lighting, but like, I think it's cute. That is some heavy aerosol though. That is the most amount of aerosol you could have in a spray for sure though, because I'm kind of gagging, not gonna lie. It's also not super wet, which is surprising to me. I thought this would be a much wetter product, but it's really not bad at all. I'm going to finish up my face, show y'all what it looks like, and then we're going to go out, see this show. I'll come back with my reporting. Hopefully I remember. All right, so I just put on my lashes. I put on this lipstick. I'm about to change out the lipstick because it's too much. I'm just gonna do a nude. I also lost my thumbnail, so I have to glue that back on. A lot has happened, basically, but I do really like this spray so far. My face does look super glowy right now, so high hopes. We shall see how it holds throughout the night, and then also kind of how easy it is to get rid of the glitter, because I know that's kind of everybody's stipulations with glitter. I don't really mind it because I be living that glitter lifestyle, but I know other people wonder how hard is it going to be to remove the glitter? I need to get dressed. I need to become a full-fledged person. I also really just need to take this lipstick off though, because it is cramping what is otherwise a really great makeup look. I'll check in with y'all in a little bit later. So I don't know if you can tell, but I have worn the setting spray for, I don't know, it's definitely been over 5 hours. And say it held up. People must be spraying that sparkle on hardcore though, because it's very subtle. It's actually very, very subtle. You could probably make it more if you want to, but it's very subtle. It can be very subtle. I need to wash my face because this eye, you can't really tell, is so red and so irritated. We are done here, but I just wanted to wrap up this video into connecting.